Hey, what's up, guys? John Setzer here. I wanted to come to you with a little bit of midweek motivation, okay? As you can tell, I'm pretty excited about this point that I'm going to bring to you today because I was doing some stuff around the yard, knocking out my wife's honeydew list since I'm here at the house for most of the day today, and this just dropped in my spirit, and so I had to share it with you guys, okay? So parents, this is directed toward you. There is a big difference between wanting what's best for your kid and wanting it for your kid. Boom. I'm going to say that again because it's hitting me all over again. I'm getting excited again. There is a difference between wanting what's best for your kid and wanting it for your kid. Okay? Because I see so many parents who were maybe former athletes or maybe they wanted to be a former athlete, whatever the case may be. And they want it so bad for their kid that they're forcing them to go to workouts, they're pushing them, they got them signed up for this, they got them signed up for that, and they want to try to control and dictate every single part of that kid's young athletic career. And what I am telling you is that things are going to happen as they get older. Things like injuries, they're going to encounter things like politics or biased coaching, whatever you want to call it. They're going to just be around kids that are better and they're going to get beat out for positions. And if they don't want it for themselves, there's no way that they're going to last. Okay? I'm going to say that again. If they don't want it for themselves, there's no way that they are going to last. And as parents, like even with my own kids, we've had this happen in the past. And I'm like, look, guys, I want what's best for you when it comes to this sport. Like, Leslie, if you need to go out and get up shots today, go out and get up shots. Shut up, stop crying, and go get up shots. John, you need to hit baseballs. You need to throw the football. Princeton, you need to work on tackling. Whatever it is, like, and I got 5 kids, so I'm not going to keep on rambling about all of my kids and some of the different stuff I'm telling them to do. But sorry, that's an ADD moment. Anyway, but what I want to encourage you as parents is this: you have to get your kids around other kids that enjoy training. Okay, that's my point for today. You got to get your kids around other kids that enjoy training. And notice, I didn't say getting your kids around other kids that enjoy playing the game because you're going to spend the most time in training. Training is where your kids are learning, character development. They're learning leadership. They're learning how to grind and mental toughness and how to get through the tough things. That happens in training. That doesn't necessarily happen so much in the game. Now they will have to display those things in the game, but it doesn't really so much happen in the game. I'm reminded of example of Steph Curry. His dad actually pulled him off of the AAU circuit, him and his brother, for a while because he didn't see the benefit in them playing so many games, and he felt like that it would be better for them to actually work on development. And when you go back and you look at Steph Curry's career, from what he did at Davidson, and I'm a Duke fan, but I remember he came into Duke and he gave us work, and he's arguably the best shooter that has ever touched a basketball. And his focus was development. And so, parents, get your kid around other kids who enjoy training, who enjoy working hard. And I'm telling you, it'll rub off on them. They will start to want it more. They'll start to say things like, hey, mom, dad, I want to go to the weight room. Hey, mom, dad, can you sign me up for Coach Setzer's Setzer Elite Sessions? Yeah, I just had to put that plug in there for some of you guys. But even in my elite groups, I have some kids right now that they literally train with me pretty much year round. I mean, these kids work their butts off. They train with me, they train with their high school, and then they also go and get training on their own. They enjoy training and they enjoy the process. And parents, if we don't get your kid to a point to where they want it for themselves, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. They're going to fizzle out. And I see so many kids that they make it to college ball because they've had a dad coach like me. I coach my boys in a number of sports. Like they've had a dad coach, or they've had a certain situation where they've always been the man, and they've always gotten the best situation laid out for them. But then when they get to college, guess what? You can't like you can't be there anymore to dictate every single decision for them. You can't be there to make them go to the weight room. You can't be there to make them eat. You can't be there to make them hit the weight room. You can't be there to make them get up extra shots. And I was on a college visit with Leslie a couple days ago, and I'm so proud of her because she has been putting in the work. She is at the point now that where I don't have to push her anymore. She wants it for herself. But it took conversations like this to bring her to the realization of dad's not always going to be there to force you to go outside and shoot. I'm not always going to be out there to help you work on, ripping through and pulling up and playing with your back to the rim and showing you all these little things and footwork and weights and all that. Like, so at some point, you're going to have to do that on your own. And the coaches that we've been talking to so far, and one in particular was the coach at Mankato State, and Minnesota State, Mankato, I guess is how you say it. But she's like, we're not here to hold your hand. Like, we are going to challenge you to be the best that you can possibly be. And if you don't want to do that, this isn't the program for you. And I love that about her because I'm a realist. I keep it real with my kids, and I don't sugarcoat things for my kids. I don't try to manufacture opportunities for my kids. I'm like, dude, if you're good enough to make it, you're going to make it. If you're good enough to start, you're going to start. If not, I'm not going to start you. I'm not going to call the coach and talk to the coach. You got to figure that out on your own. And so, parents, I'll wrap it up with this. If we don't challenge our kids to get around other kids that want to train and that want to get better, and if we keep trying to manufacture every single circumstance for our kids, when they get to college, they're not going to make it. And our ultimate goal is we want to see these kids become the best version of themselves that they can possibly be. At least that's my mission for my life. I want to help you. I want to help your kids be the best version of themselves they can possibly be. And if we do that, we are accomplishing the mission that God has put on our lives, and especially my life, because that's what I want to do. I love you guys. This is your midweek motivation. Take it, run with it, send it to somebody else. I love y'all. Have a good one.